finally here last month, but I basically told the group that I have put together an RFQ, that it was completed step one of the draft, and I had both Lauren and Anna look at the draft, and they submitted their comments. So at this time, it's still at draft form. So I think next week.
So
I say next week.
Yeah, next week. So my plan is, not knowing how this was all gonna roll out, and the last 5 weeks have kind of been a blur. I have looked at Lauren's comments, so I'm gonna look at Lauren's comments, make the edits, and I will send a draft RFQ to each of you to look over and review, and then kind of give you a deadline so that I can get it back, and then once I get people's comments back, I will upload it. And
Yeah, because it would be important, I think, to have our comments to her back before our next meeting, so that we can move forward with that, because we're already kind of falling behind from what our original goal was in terms of this particular project, so that we can get it in within this year would be the goal. And we get into late fall, we're in trouble.
Yeah, so I guess from that timeline, depending on how tomorrow shakes out, what would be a reasonable amount of time to give you time to look at it, comment, and get it back to me?
A week?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think anything more than that is.
Okay, and so then if there's anything that's not substantial, if I get comments back and I make those comments, do you wanna see it again, or am I good to just get it out into the world?
I think in the past, once we've made those reviews and comments, I think that's a done deal.
Okay, then I just wanted to make sure I was working with
Yeah,
you
and I
guys.
think we would all agree that Lauren was pretty thorough in our original, like setting the precedent for how it needs to go, the wording. We made some suggestions to trying to narrow that. So I have a lot of faith in what you're getting back in terms of feedback from Lauren. So that encourages me a lot. Would you guys all agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll go through, look at what the comments were, clean it up, send you a clean version of the draft, and then we'll go from there. But my goal is once I get it back from you all, I will follow the process and get it out into the world.
And then she'll be training you on,
Cafe.
I assume? Okay.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
I mean, in our experience from our side of it, reviewing them was super great. Like, it was really helpful. Compared to when we did the community center project. Remember how we just had like a Google Drive folder? So this was great.
Okay, yeah.
Very efficient, very fast, gives you a lot of ability to filter, control, etc. So yeah, I think we all found it efficient,
Okay,
which is critical.
I will talk to Lauren about that.
And it was important to me, since this was my first one, that it did go to Lauren and to Anna, so that I felt comfortable that it should be very similar to the last one you saw, since it's had those two eyes on it. So.
Okay. And this is just to catch Anna up a little bit.
Yeah.
This is we're really chomping at the bit to get onto a larger project, and so, it's a pretty, again, because we have a lot of responsibility from council and from the community to get this monies utilized in a way that makes us all very happy. And as thoroughly as you probably know, we're all very much around the master plan, the public art master plan. We really use that as a framework for how we have our conversations, how we look at the respondents for the RFQ, both through CAFE, etc. If they aren't taking the time to read it, which we encourage when that is all submitted in the documents for the RFQ, which we'll make sure we get those submitted when we do the RFQ, it's a critical element, because that tells them what the community is looking for. So just as a, just kind of catching up.
Yes, I appreciate it. And while I'm familiar with the master plan, I haven't studied it the way I did when obviously we were doing the community center, because this wasn't, but it is on my desk, and then,
Lauren did do a highlights page, a 2-page highlights, and you
yeah, I'm actually gonna read the whole document. They're like to study it better than when I read it the first time, just so that I can speak the same
Some
lingo.
good link.
Yeah. Yes, I wanna make sure that I'm understanding it thoroughly, so, yes, I have that, and it is a to-do item, likely this weekend when it's raining, so.
Yeah, on your,
Yeah, and I think, and maybe, I don't know if this is what you're trying to say, Sean, but it's important to us that we stress to the artists that like, they should review it and
Yes.
like take it into consideration. Very much.
And it better be reflected in the proposal.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
They can't just say they read it.
Exactly.
They got the response.
you can tell pretty quickly usually if they've actually read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Alright, so I will, like I said, I will get that out as quickly as possible.
Okay.
If not tomorrow, definitely first part of next week, so I will be emailing that to you since it is a draft document. I will be sending that to you guys to look at and send comments back.
Everybody agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else on that particular item that anyone wanted to, that I missed or, okay. Moving on to South Park meeting, spring and summer.
Yeah, so, last month we talked about, that everybody kind of still wanted to do a project or smaller project in the South Park area. We talked about possibly having a meeting with some folks that could kind of give us some input. And so I don't have anybody concretely identified yet, but, I think as long as that's something you still want to do, you could possibly reach out and see if they'd like to be part of the meeting.
Yeah, I don't think it's fallen by the
Yes.
wayside from our groups.
So is there as far as a selection, I know you, Stacy, you had some contacts at the church
Oh, yeah,
that,
I can't remember, I guess Eagle sent it to me, but I think maybe Karen was in contact. Maybe Karen? I'll have to go back to my emails, but I'm happy to share that.
If you will.
Cause I don't know, and I don't know if, I think they talked about it, but they're hoping to do a renovation and extension at Philadelphia Missionary Baptist Church, which is inside of the Walker School. And adding a, exhibit component where they can, show historic artifacts, tell the story of everything that occurred, you know, in South Park and the landmark decision that helped pave the way for the property board, so.
and if I remember, they kind of had their plan in place, so as far as I don't know, as far as, at least the way I kind of understood it, would be that we would do something with their project in their church, but, I think that'd be a great place to start as far as, identifying community members that might want to be a part of something
Yes.
that we could do together.
Yeah, I remember our intention being a lot to try to augment what they're doing, offer, show the community from this public art perspective is wanting to participate in a positive way.
I think it'd be good to have some people come in from that community. I did get a phone call from someone, and the renovation of the church it's set in stone according to him. But the park, they'd love to have us do something in that park nearby. I can't remember the name of it. Brown Park. But I'd just like to have someone come from that community and talk to us to where we're with them from the very beginning.
Something that you may want to consider, the corner where Booker comes up to 50th Terrace, that happens to be one of the turns on the Turkey Creek 5K run, but that corner is a very busy corner. It's a lot of people that are traveling from Merriam Drive to those neighborhoods take that street. And the reason why I say that, we've done some soccer clinics there before, and it's amazing the amount of traffic that goes on that street. So as far as just suggestion of placement, rather than Brown Park is very linear. You've got the south end of the park, we've got the ball courts and playgrounds. Then we kind of have on Booker, we have the shelter and the playground. And then over where the churches are located on that street, it's just open space. So it's very linear in nature. There's a trail that actually goes through there, but I just wanted to offer just that one corner is very focused and busy. would be.
Are you talking in the corner of Merriam Drive?
No,
Okay.
on Booker and 50th
Oh,
Terrace, I
okay.
believe.
Okay.
So it would be, what is that, 3.5, 4 blocks from Merriam Drive?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that part, yeah.
Did you have a chance to look at the podcast or something?
No, I'm sorry,
I
no.
was just here to ask if you had sent him the one that you guys sent.
Yeah. You guys didn't even share it.
Could you share it with the rest of us?
What's
I
that?
don't know,
I can do what you're
Yeah.
So I sent everybody kind of calendar invites, cause it was a request for that. So,
Oh, yeah, I can't send.
yeah, no, you can't send it, but you have my email, so I sent you that invite.
It's very easy to access, if you don't,
And then
you
just
just
send that
go
to me and I'll share it.
people's history of Kansas City on your podcast, you'll find it.
Yeah.
It's
For
free.
Walker, Walker,
It's so good.
Yeah.
I have it on my screen.
Yes, I was, thank you, Julie.
In terms of, I see you have a time frame kind of thing there. I think that, from our perspective, and anyone please interject, that the current priority is getting this RFQ sealed up and out, then we can focus on this. So, if spring becomes, feels too early,
Right.
then we're fine with, I think, early summer. That's just my 2 cents or what my gut says.
Or do you want to push it to fall?
No, I think this summer, what do you guys think?
Sorry, just to, so
What did-
we're gonna
what
get the
did-
RFQ out and then we're gonna focus on South Park, right? Like, we're gonna, or,
At least start to
Yeah.
have conversations with
Yeah.
people, so that while we're waiting on the cafe, or,
Sure, sure.
you know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure, sure.
At
Yeah.
least
Forever.
yeah,
constantly creating progress.
yeah.
I don't see why we can't overlap.
Yeah.
I
like
love
that.
I really love that idea,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you
Yep.
for allowing me to get on things.
Yeah,
It's been a long week.
amen. 2026. Okay, any other comments or thoughts around the South Park meeting and that time frame kind of ideology? All awesome, okay, I love it. Other business from the floor? For this evening? You?
I was just gonna add, last meeting, we had a discussion, about, bus stops, I think you remember.
All right,
I was
yeah.
supposed to,
Yeah.
I was supposed to let us know how many bus stops we have in Merriam, so, I do know that we have the 402 and the 403 that runs through Merriam. So basically, coming from Mission, we have, a bus line that basically runs down Johnson Drive. So if you start at, the outskirts of which would be Lowell and Johnson Drive, all the way up to, Perry. That line has 6 bus stops on one side, so there's 12. There's basically one on each side, so there's 6 bus stops or 12 bus, coming and going on the Johnson line. And then the other bus stop, or the other bus line, basically starts at the hospital on Antioch and 75th, and it runs along Antioch all the way to Shawnee Mission Parkway, and then it turns right and then goes east on Shawnee Mission Parkway. So that one would go all the way to Craig or where Crestview Elementary School is. And that particular bus line had 8 bus stops, or it would be 16 different bus stops. So I was out there counting them, which not very good.
Glad you brought that up, because I remember seeing that in minutes, and I was very excited that you guys had that conversation. I think that's a really, really cool idea, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and I know we've had public comments about that in the past as well, that would be a nice thing to investigate. So I think it's awesome. And the idea of the old, the windmill propeller, I love that too.
I couldn't hear you.
I like that personally, because of the tank.
They're really expensive,
Oh.
and the idea of maybe going with a local
Mhm.
artist,
Would be
I mean, might be better,
more realistic.
maybe more realistic, I don't know. I mean, I'm coming around.
Yeah.
But I don't know about working
You
with
had me at cost, I like,
Yeah.
I like getting more bang for my buck, so, I
And
think
what you said, I'm sorry, what were you referring to?
Oh,
In the minutes, there's a reference to.
Oh, yeah, okay,
No,
that's what I thought, I
there's,
just wasn't
yeah,
clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a recycle, do you remember the kind of recycled,
Yeah.
wind?
Wind turbine.
And when I heard recycled, I heard, free or cheap, but apparently.
No, they are top of the line recycled, yes.
So
They're
they,
very-
do they fabricate the homes eventually?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And,
Shelter.
And the shelters, yeah.
So that's
Jacob
just.
and I were looking at these.
Yeah, I tend to lean.
You might be surprised what.
Something more.
Yeah, well,
new
another
age.
town.
You might be surprised how much a bus stop might cost if you start to construct it from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Yeah,
valid point.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But you've got like companies like Zaner that are local, that
Oh,
like.
that's
Well,
are-
yeah, well,
Yeah.
that even really spends some money.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Madison, yes, Zaner is wonderful. I just lost my brain, I'm sorry. Oh, there's a developer that's working at East Crossroads called Molzer Development, and he bought a bus and they're cutting it in half and turning it into the bus stop. Anyway, not a fit for Merriam in my opinion, but just like an interesting, innovative way of transit, right? So I just thought that would be fun to share. His videos are funny, so.
And as far as this, just to gotta give a little bit of basics, so these bus stop signs are about every quarter of a mile, so that's why there are so many of them. So I don't know if you do ones kind of as a gateway to Merriam, so I don't know if you would necessarily have to do every single bus stop, because they are every quarter of a mile or every, 2 to 3, maybe possibly 4 blocks.
Does public transit or any of them have data on?
Yeah, I was trying to, just think,
Oh, like
what's
which
one of
one?
the most popular ones?
Well, and
Yeah.
you say that, but what is popular today
Right.
as those either kids or folks age out will not be the popular one from 5 years from now. So it's hard to, yeah.
I mean, I think last meeting we talked about like whether or not that route was a permanent route, and if they would change and.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a permanent route now, but you're right, they can always rechange. The nice thing about Merriam is we have Johnson Drive and Shawnee Mission Parkway in Antioch. They're probably always going to travel on those streets because that's the major thoroughfare or cut through to, getting to Shawnee or getting back to the plaza. So I would think that would probably be a pretty safe bet. Good
So
question.
logistic brain, sorry. Do we know the amount of right-of-way space we have for a bus stop?
Oh,
And in these
yeah.
locations, so,
I bet
right,
it depends like on each location.
that, yeah, and that's something I didn't know if we had, thinking about it, if you're thinking about putting a bus stop in, yes, it's a pole right now in the right
It's
of
only
way,
a pole, yes.
but I'm just wondering what that would look like, so maybe I'll do a little bit of research there, just to better understand kind of the space that we have
Yeah.
when you have a bus stop like that, just so that we're not surprised.
Yeah, and I believe it was brought up last time about, like, would the city be involved in, or is that gonna be like, all come from the art budget, or?
Could be a partnership.
Yeah, possibly like from the city as well. Because it's not just an art project.
So I'm confused when you say that, because this is all city money, so.
It's one bucket.
It's one bucket, I mean, I know you guys have a
No,
CIP budget, it's specifically about art, and I think when we look at projects like that, the art would be one piece of it, and then there'd be kind of that other piece of the puzzle that we might have, like, hey, we know that I'm just gonna throw this out here, I have no idea what these benches are gonna cost. This art piece costs $100,000, but there's a right-of-way component that we need to secure, or there's this component that we need to secure. Does that need, and that will be a conversation that we will have to have with council for them to decide what the best way to enact that would be my thought of that. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn because right now we say that when we install art, it all has to come from the art
No, yeah, I get that. I was,
So, yeah,
we're just saying like, would all the budget have to come from our committee? Which
I think it depends on what
would be insane to get all of these bus stops from
Right.
our budget alone.
right, and I don't know if you,
Yeah, or just like saying the city is investing in bus stops, the art committee is adding to that budget because we want to have some input on the design of it or whatever.
again, I will have to go back, because I know there is a council goal about,
Yeah, there's a council, yeah, I can teach it a little bit, if you want me to. There's a council goal of, we're working on our council goals right now for next year, but there's a council goal of always of kind of improving safety, transportation, connection, I'm chopping the words, but that's basically the overarching goal, and then we, council members, and we can identify things that are important to us that might make it into the budget. So I do know we have a council member, Jason's counterpart, Jacob Leahy in Ward 1, who is very passionate about, he's an architect, he's very passionate about public transit and bus stops specifically, and he's been doing a lot of research, and seeing how he could, bring anything in front of council or the city, and working with, because it's also working with JC, whatever they're called now, JC ATA, something like that, Johnson County Transit, and then, so Johnson County Transit, and then, he's also on some sort of committee, they're looking at like a regional master plan update for the Johnson County Transit system, so those are all components too, just to add like a council lens to it.
And I think what spurred Jordan's question is last meeting I had mentioned that Jacob had been discussing maybe installing some unique, interesting bus stops, and so I suggested maybe we invite him to this meeting to share his ideas, and then I didn't know if there could be some sort of partnership between how the city wants to spend funds for that and the art committee to maybe share some of the costs.
Jacob, what ward is,
One.
he's in Ward 1, and what's his last name?
Lady,
L-A-H-A?
L-A-H.
H-A.
Great. I like that kind of discussion. More items from the floor, anyone? Well, pretty efficient. So, no one else? No one? Anyone?
I mean, I'm so excited about everything.
Yeah.
We're on the right track.
I'm looking forward to the RFQ and review that.
Chopping at the bit.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one on most of our minds is that the next RFQ item. So, if there's nothing else from the floor or any other items, then I would say we take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, so be it.
I didn't see it first, sorry.
I said it.
Oh, thank you.
I
Oh, Kristen, Kristen.
All right, everybody thanks.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we have a full house.
How'd you hear about this meeting?
Oh, William H. bus stop.
What?
William H.
How'd you hear about this
William H.
meeting?
is from Kansas.
How did you hear about this meeting?
Bus stop. You should have a William H. bus stop.
30 years. Awesome. Did they email you back?
No.
What? Yeah. It's a cool committee, beautiful room for meetings. Have you ever used the city meeting notice system where they send emails when there's upcoming meetings?
But not for that.
William, did he go back?
I'm just curious how you heard about it, because they didn't email it out like they normally do. This one was put on the calendar like with a day's notice. Did one of them like tell you personally? Or are you related to one of the committee members?
I'd rather not answer
You
those
wrote
questions.
that, and you wrote bus stop, and you
appreciate it.
also wrote
Okay.
another one.
So we're like,
I'm just very interested in Merriam.
Yeah, me too. Love this city. You said you've been here 30 years?
Coming up, yeah.
That's
God,
impressive.
let me think what that was.
What?
Pretty much most of my life.
Do we need the item?
Cool.
yeah, so
How about yourself?
I was born here in '86,
Justin?
and
Oh my God, I didn't realize you were here.
Yeah. He was taking notes.
He was taking notes. I got meeting minutes. And I know something.
He didn't ask any questions.
Is this yours?
yes, it is.
Is this?
That's my info.
Thank you.
Justin, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Should be.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Yep, I'm going down.
It just won't be every day.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay.
See you later, guys. Thank you for coming last night, though.
My daughter was working, obviously, so it's kind of really direction that I ever wanted to go. So, yeah. Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much, yeah. Need to have lunch with the mayor.
Yeah.
I'll pick up a good spot, a good spot.
Yeah.
Like 30
I just went to 30 out for the first time the other day.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty good, yeah, really good, yeah.
Oh, there's some really good things. I like the buffalo chicken salad. I like the
Oh, those are really good.
but the buffalo chicken salad is really good.
I like their Ahi.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
I've only gotten that, I get that every single
It's
time.
not
Like, I
like
like
shopping.
it so much, I
Yeah.
can't try anything, like, I need to stop.
It's a great midway point between downtown and like South Joe. So I meet clients there sometimes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
And after my day job. So anyway, good to see you.
So,
Matt.
with, it's really funny, with Trader Joe's go in, I have a daughter that absolutely loves, I don't think she really shops there, however, they make dark chocolate and peanut butter cups,
Oh, yeah.
okay? And
Oh,
so,
Trader Joe's.
I can't, at Trader Joe's, yeah, and I can't believe how many times I've drove to
Just
Warwick Parkway just to pick up peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
And of course, I live in Kearney, so it's not on my way home at all, exactly. When she was down in Arkansas at college, I would go and make some runs. So I was like, Trader Joe's will be right here.
I used to work a half mile from the Lebanon, and I would go
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
and I would either pick up lunch
Oh, yeah.
and take you back to office, or I'd walk there and back over lunch. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Have a great one.
Yes, you do.
I need to speak to you too. This meeting came up with very little notice, and I thought the next one was gonna be next month. But the last meeting, I think they said it was,
It could have been how I posted it,
yeah.
which could have been my fault. I'll totally own it. So thanks for coming, because it is always the second Thursday of every month.
7:30, okay. I thought it was every other month or something, or I thought it was irregular.
Every month.
It's always been second Thursday.
Yeah, second Thursday. So that hasn't changed, but it could have been I didn't click the button, so I apologize.
Okay.
Was that the only thing you needed to ask?
No. In what way would the orderly conduct of the meeting be interfered with by a silent and dark object below eye level, not in front of any person?
I was told, Billy, that any recording needed to happen from the back of the room. I'm only following the direction that was given to me.
Okay.
Any devices that were in the area of the meeting were deemed a distraction. So I'm only following what was said to me,
Okay.
and the fact that it was right there. It doesn't matter if you feel it's a distraction or not, the people involved in the meeting are now focused on that camera.
That's not something that I've done.
In this meeting, no. This is the first time that showed up at this meeting.
The law says orderly conduct, or the orderly conduct of the proceedings. Only if it interferes with the orderly conduct can the location be restricted. That's state statute. I mean,
Okay.
you've read it, right?
Yes, Billy. I'm only putting forth what
I don't know why you keep telling me that. Can you help me understand? Like, why does it matter that Chris told you that?
So is that a new piece of equipment? I'm just curious. Is that something new?
It's new to me, it's been around for quite a while.
Might be, well, no, it might be new, it might be new to us. What I'm saying is, you stuck it inside where we're meeting, like right inside. It was like off to the side, it's right in the middle. So to me, that's a distraction, to me. The fact of where it was placed. Not that you couldn't record or can record, it's just the fact of where you placed it. That was a distraction. Like Stacy said, we had someone that had a camera that was trying to look at the meeting. They can't look at the meeting if it's impeded by something that you put in the center of the room.
It was, well, you keep using the word center. I think we both know that's false. I mean, it was within a foot of the edge of the table.
Well,
But it's in the middle of where we are having a conversation. That is disruptive. If this table would have all been together,
yeah.
and we didn't have a square, that you would not have had that placement. But because of how this room sets up, this isn't a typical boardroom. So placing it in the middle would distract from the orderly conduct of the meeting.
Okay, are we done?
And that's all I'm gonna say about it. So if you have another question, I'm happy to answer, but that was my decision. It was placed where I felt it was gonna be a disorderly distraction to the meeting.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I think that's good enough about the camera for now. And on the fact of the notice, you acknowledged before the meeting began that notice had not been transmitted, right?
Notice had been transmitted, it was posted on our website. Subscribers, sometimes a button doesn't get clicked. I did not realize that there was a button when we first moved to iCompass as a new user. Dave is a new user of iCompass. This is your second time?
You're getting awfully heated, Anna. It's really not necessary. You've raised your voice. Can we take a breath?
Okay, I'm gonna set the alarm, so can you get your stuff and we'll go, whether it's the alarm or not. Just like you wanna go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
You wanna go
perfect.
fun.
I will be in touch with you then.
Okay.
Okay,
I
perfect,
meant
thank
to
you.
drop by,
Thank
but
you.
I had another meeting,
Oh, no.
so I just couldn't, but I wanted to just drop by and see, did they decorate?
Oh, yes, and they brought back some pictures that I haven't seen in quite some few years, so that was fun too.
Did you have to give a speech?
No, I gave you a little speech, but thanks.
I'm gonna walk down here.
Good.
I'm going out.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna figure out how to set your alarm. Is Sean in or?
Okay, so we're not yelling at each other. We don't need to
No,
raise
no.
our voices.
We've got 30 seconds when we alarm this, so if you want to step outside, that'd be great.
Okay.
Make sure that this board.
Okay. Locks. Okay,
Okay, good.
perfect.
Thank you.
How did the members know to show up?
Okay, so how iCompass works
Because they know every second Thursday at 5:30 we have a meeting.
Well, but the other way iCompass works is we have a group set up for committee members. So they get put in a notify, like, email. So there's a publish and there's a little bitty subscriber box you have to check. And then the next step is notify. And so you go to the notify tab and you send in, it basically, iCompass sends out an email.
Yeah.
So we have a process that, through that process, we send that notify email to them, even if they're subscribed or not subscribed. So I don't know how the art committee is set up. I have not done the art committee yet. So if you are subscribed, when it is published, that's the notification you get. The same notification you get for park board, the same notification you get for council if you're subscribed to that.
And would it be correct understanding that the members of the committee don't get the same notification that I would get?
Well, they would if they're subscribed. So for park board, I subscribe them. That's why I'm saying I don't know how the art committee is set up. I have them subscribed, but I also send them a separate email from the subscription notification. So now that I'm going to be taking this over, I'll dig into how iCompass is set up. I do iCompass every month and have done iCompass every month for several years.
Yeah.
So, but I know back several years ago, Julie called me and she goes, "Hey, are you notifying your subscribers?" I'm like, "I publish it." And she's like, "There's this little bitty checkbox. If you don't check it, your subscribers aren't notified." And like, oh my gosh, I totally did not see that.
Yeah.
And she's like, and so she walked me through it, and even over the phone, it was like, oh, I would not have seen that.
Yeah.
I did not train Dave on iCompass, someone else did. So if that was missed as part of the training,
it could have just been missed.
Yeah.
I mean, we say a lot, if you don't do something 3 times, that is why it is not only just notifying subscribers that counts. That's why it has to be posted on the website.
You mean legally counts?
Well, as
Or counts as notice?
iCompass, it was posted to the iCompass calendar. This meeting, if I go on the website, this meeting was on the iCompass calendar.
Is it your understanding that Coma is satisfied by posting something? By like noticing or putting it on a calendar? Noticing is the wrong word, actually. I shouldn't have said that, but there's a distinction between transmitting a notice and posting it somewhere, right?
I do understand that, and you do understand that mistakes do happen.
I do.
Okay, so
I
not,
think I told you,
But-
if it was my fault, I apologize.
I know, and I'm
Is
not.
that what you're saying?
I'm not-
I guess I'm missing the point here. If you keep on belittling that if it's my fault, I'll say it's my fault. But does that give you joy that it was my fault?
No.
I don't
Do
understand.
I look joyful?
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I feel kind of neutral, frankly.
Okay.
But
Switzerland.
I'm
We're not
concerned
letting-
that the law is not being followed. A meeting just happened before my eyes that was not publicly noticed, and you knew it.
I didn't know, I will tell you, I did not know it was not publicly noticed.
I told you at 5:29 when you were complaining about the camera, right?
It'd be interesting to see if it was on our calendar, like the fact that you subscribe and we missed the subscription part of it, but yet it was still posted on our calendar on our website. Is that still posted? Does that satisfy the requirements for posting it?
Coma has no requirements for posting. It's not relevant to Coma.
So what's your
Coma requires
comment?
giving notice. It could be a phone call, it could be a letter in the mail, it could be an email or a text message, it could be any transmission of a notice.
Doesn't our iCompass satisfy that
Not-
requirement?
Not unless that box is checked. So there's a significant oversight in that software, you know. And I get that software probably wasn't written by Merriam, right? You didn't write it. Okay, some
No.
company wrote it. So like I'm not upset that you wrote bad software, you didn't write it. But that's a significant defect that the city needs to pressure them to fix. If that can happen, and it's happened multiple times now, at least 3 that I can think of.
So the immediate fix would be, I'm not going to be posting another meeting, so
Yeah.
I won't make the same mistake twice because I don't have the opportunity to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
So we can run around in circles of whether it happened or didn't happen. I apologize that it happened.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
thank you. You ready? I don't know
Have a
if
nice night.
You too.
And thank you for your service. Okay, so the current time is 6:14, and it is Thursday, February 12th, 2026. This concludes the meeting of the Merriam Public Art Committee. Thanks for watching.